one right now.
Very well.
And Dominique, you can take off, man.
Yeah, that's good. Very nice to meet you all. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the introduction, Jesper.
No worries.
As said, my name is Dominic Fataccio, and it sounds a little bit like carpaccio, which is a great Italian food. And you can also call me the backend guy. And today I'm going to talk about the backend because obviously Q4 is around the corner. And that means that a lot of you guys will make a shitload of money. And which is good, which is nice. But excuse me?
Oh, no worries. Guys, make sure you guys keep muted. I don't know why you guys unmute yourself. Otherwise, I will kick your ass out of this call.
So if you follow, obviously, the advice of Jesper, you will make a fuck ton of money, but that's not per se the goal. The goal is to keep the money. And that's why you need a proper backend, because if you don't have a proper backend, your whole backend will collapse and you will lose it all. And that is also the reason why we call it Icarus Agency and Icarus AI, because some of you may know the story of Icarus. For the people that don't, let me give a brief introduction. Icarus is the son of Daedalus living on an island Cyprus, and it's a Greek tragedy. He gets wings from his father to fly away out of prison on one condition, because he can't fly too high, because if he gets too close to the sun, his wings will melt, he will fall down, crash, and die. So that's what happened. And the reason why we chose the name Icarus is because obviously all drop shippers, when they find product market fit, they start scaling and they scale themselves to death, which is in 90% of the times the case. So that's why we called the company Icarus, to prevent you from becoming one. And that is also our mission. So today, is the goal to build a bulletproof backend. So let me dive into it. As I said, who am I? Dominique, as said, owner of Icarus AI and a partner of Jasper. It's a 7-figure agency, and we have helped more than 1,000 backends to thrive. And we are supporting currently 150 million revenue with our CS, which is quite a lot. And today I'm going to talk to you about how to build a bulletproof backend. And the first question we need to answer and topic we need to address is building a bulletproof backend means that you need to scale or can scale without worrying about payment holds or cash flow issues. But how do you avoid payment holds is the question. And the answer is very simple, by having a strong backend, obviously. But what does that actually mean? Well, in short, a strong backend is when you have people and also processes in place that keep things running smoothly as you grow. And since you are heading towards Q4, you will grow. So the question is, where do you need to focus on? And to start, there are 4 main areas to focus on. And the first one is obviously product quality, because you have to choose a high quality product. What does this mean? Actually, a quality product is also, does it look like the picture that you are displaying on your website? Because if not, it's not qualitative. So product quality is one, but also the usage of the product quality, et cetera, et cetera. Topic 2 is delivery speed. How quickly can you deliver the product to the customer? Third one is customer service, because you need to answer customer questions quickly and also professionally. And fourth one is brand perception. Do you come across as a drop shipper or a brand? So these 4 main areas will be addressed. And these 4 areas lead us into areas that you need to master and that we will dive into today. And the things that we will address today, which are below the topics that I mentioned before, is supply chain management, customer service, hacking, Trustpilot, fixing, and payment process for survival. Because if you do these 4 things properly, your backend will survive and thrive, and you will make potentially 6, 7, maybe even 8 figures. Because if you do this right, you will rake in 5-figure paydays, and I've seen it multiple times. So what I'm about to share with you is a very valuable checklist, which will prevent you from having a collapsing backend. So if you can answer these following questions with a yes, then my friend, you have made it and you have a proper backend. So are you ready? Comment in the chat if you're ready with an R, then we will dive in and I say, let's get it.
Let's go.
Topic 1, supply chain management. So the question you need to answer yourself is, are your winning products, are you delivering them within 13 days? Because if you don't, and it takes longer, then you will have more questions in your customer service. You will have more disputes. You will have more complaints on your Trustpilot. And those will pile up and those cost a lot of money. and this will potentially wreck your business. So the first question is, can you deliver quickly? Second one is, do you keep your winners in stock? And this is a very hard one to do. And what do I mean? 20% of your products that are listed are responsible for 80% of the revenue. And the thing is, if you are above 100K revenue, then it's potentially time to think about putting products in stock. Because if you can deliver much faster. You can deliver potentially in 2 to 7 working days. And this will also decrease the amount of questions, complaints, also on your Trustpilot, et cetera, or disputes dramatically. So that's insane. So for example, you are having an example of a store Salazar with lamps, right? So for example, you have 5 different lamps which contribute to 80K of revenue. You can decide that the top 3 lamps you buy on stock and then starting to ship from there, because most of the times your supplier can also put products in stock for you and ship it out. And this is potentially very, very good for your backend. So that's a very good tip, but don't think about it if you're below 100K a month. Third question is, are you paying your supplier on time? And this is maybe funny to mention, but if you don't, they don't ship out the products. They do give the shipping labels, but they don't ship out the product, which means that if it takes longer for the product to be shipped, then add 2 weeks of delivery time, then you get even more questions, more complaints, more disputes. And this is also an increase of payment holds risk of 1000%. So if you have cash flow issues and you don't pay your supplier on time when you grow, man, this is the #1 killer of all losing all your money, because eventually PayPal, Klarna, or even Shopify payments will hold the money, maybe even potentially refund it all, and then you are in debt with Amex. And I've seen many people have this issue. So please pay your supplier on time. And 1.4 is, do you have a supply chain manager? And the reason why I'm asking this is because to have a strong backend, you need to have a good customer service team, but also a good supply chain manager. And if you don't have one yet, the reason why is because your supply chain manager prevents you from having issues, but your customer service team solves issues, which means that if you can focus on a couple of areas within supply chain, you can prevent yourself from scaling the wrong product. Last week, I had a client, he scaled shoes, and on the picture, it had a white sole, and the customer received a blue sole. He didn't have a supply chain manager, so he scaled that up to 10K a day, and this product was responsible for 3K a day. And then the customer service faced a lot of issues, complaints, which means that we have more work, you have more refunds, you have more disputes, and your whole profit margin evaporates, which means that you can simply prevent scaling the wrong product just by checking on a weekly basis. Is the product properly? Is the quality good? Does it look like the picture? Is it on stock, or is it in back order? Because if it's in back order, it will also take longer for the supplier to ship it out. And also sizing. So for example, if you are in fashion, many times Chinese sizing is sent out, but on your website, the European sizing is displayed, which is an issue, because in that case, the customer receives the wrong sizing. And then you have more questions, more problems, more disputes, more bad reviews. So make sure to prevent issues by looking at these 3 topics every week, right before you scale, on the top 20% that provide 80% of the revenue. So top 20% of the products, for example, you have 100 products listed, you check the top 20% products. For these 3 topics, let your supply chain manager do this, and then decide to delist the product or not to scale it or whatsoever. So that is very important. Next question is, does your supply chain manager check the customer service on a weekly basis for issues? So I just mentioned that you prevent issues on the supply chain side. But if somehow you scale the wrong product, you need to solve the issue and do it curative way. So if you have a VA or a customer service team, make sure they report to you on refunds, on disputes and risky products. Because if you have a list, then your supply chain manager needs to check that list on a daily or weekly basis. And if he or she sees a lot of refunds done on the same product, then this is a strong indication to delist the product and take it out of your collection. Also, if you don't do this, you scale further down the road, you will also have potentially holds, problems, issues, questions. So that is a very important one. Lastly, does your supply chain manager renegotiates prices on winning products weekly? So you might know, you might don't know. If you have a winning product, you can contact your supplier to re-quote the products that you are scaling currently. And this gives you a better profit margin, and a better profit margin is obviously better for your survival on the long run and better for your cash flow. And then this is a very nice one to share also. Are you using custom packaging yet? If you are below 100K a month, don't think about it, because if you go above it, then this increases the whole customer journey and buying experience, because you can, for example, for a couple of cents, buy custom packaging with your logo, Ziploc bags. And you must imagine if a client receives a product which looks properly and very good, and they have a proper unboxing experience, this will enhance trust. This will make you look less like a dropshipper or more like a brand. And the more you look like a brand, the more trust, the less distrust there is. So that's a very important one. If you want to scale beyond 100K and even to 500K a month, and this is a great hack to create more trust with the customer and have less issues with questions or disputes or whatsoever, because the satisfaction and the perception is very different than when you're just dropshipper. Okay. So so far, do you find this valuable? If you find this very valuable, just comment a V in the chat, so I know this presentation is good and I didn't make it for nothing. So let me know in the chat if you find this nice, and if you already found a hack so far, because I just want to deliver as much as value as possible to you guys. So this was topic 1, had to do with supply chain, very important. Next is customer service hacking. And in customer service hacking, I will address a couple of themes which will help you come across more like a brand. And the first one has to do with a target, because are your customer service costs 1.5% of your revenue, which means that if you have 100K revenue, you can spend 1,500 on customer service. Why do I place a target on this? Well, for a simple reason, because if it's much higher, then it's a strong indication that you have an issue in your supply chain. Again, if you scale up the wrong product, for example, like I mentioned before, the shoes with the blue sole, you scale it up, you get more questions. You have more customer service costs, you have more disputes, you have more issues, and that ramps up your customer service bill. So I mentioned that if you go around 1.5%, you have the sweet spot for quality and quantity, which means that you are doing properly on the customer service side, but also on the supply chain side. And you don't want to just hire $3 Filipino VAs. You also want to have a staff that is motivated, so they can keep your backend thriving. And that's why I'm saying 1.5% of top line revenue is a good budget, good aim, but also motivates your staff, your team, to work for a good wage. Then next one, does your customer service team win 80% of the disputes? Again, this is a strong indication. So the higher the percentage is, the better also the products are you're selecting. Because if you can prove in the disputes that the product you're shipping out is proper quality, it looks like the product in the displayed on your website, then you will win more disputes. Also, for example, let your supply chain manager have a look at the win rate, because sometimes the proof of delivery isn't given by the supplier. And if you don't have a proof of delivery, then you lose the disputes automatically. And to help you guys to give a little push forward, I'm going to give my free guide, how to win 80% of the disputes, for free after this call. So yes, we'll share this with you guys. And this is also the guide we use to win 80% of the dispute. But again, the higher the percentage is, the better your products are, the better your supply chain is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it doesn't only depend on your customer service team, but also on the rest. And just keep in mind that the customer service is only as good as your supply chain is. It's like brother and sister, right? The one can't live without the other. So you can point fingers towards the customer service team, but if your whole supply chain is shit, then we can't do anything for you. And also you will have a high customer service bill because you made a mess in the front. So that's why I'm always saying in the beginning when we onboard clients, fix your supply chain, then we are a happy partner. Third, is your response time under 3 hours? Wow, this is a vital one, because let me dive into your customer journey. Let's say I buy a product in your store, and now I have a question. When is it delivered? So I send an email, and if I have to wait 12 to 24 hours for a response, I, as a customer, start feeling scammed. Are you a dropshipper? Are you a scammer? Do I get my product? What's happening? I don't know. So what I start doing is doing research. I start reading your Trustpilot. And if you're unlucky, then the Trustpilot is already created and there are 3 bad reviews. What do you think happens in my mind as a customer that you are? A scammer, because there's only bad reviews. I haven't got a reply. Like 1 and 1 is 3. I fill in that you are a scammer. So what do I do logically? I file a dispute, because if I file a dispute, then I am secure that I maybe get my money back, because if you're a scammer, then I will get it back. So this is a big problem, because if you don't reply quickly to your customers, more bad reviews will come, more disputes will come, those pile up, and those become ultimately holds. So the key to prevent these holds is to reply very quickly to your customers. And this creates more trust, this creates more loyalty, this decreases distrust, and this decreases the feeling of people that you are a scammer. And this also prevents people from doing research on your Trustpilot, which is obviously a good thing to do. And if you reply quickly to customers, yeah, it enhances customer satisfaction. For example, if a client sends a message, hey, where's my package? You actually want to reply within a half an hour, 1 hour, boom, here's your local tracking link. And not the Untrack link from China, the local tracking link from DPD, DHL, or other suppliers. So having that said, next is, do you use emailing software? So a lot of you guys use a VA in the Gmail, which is fine. Again, if you're below 50K a month, that's fine. But if you go above, you need to have control over your whole inbox. You need to see, what is my response time? How many emails is my VA replying to? How are customers experiencing my customer service? And this is all not manageable and does not show insight in your Gmail. That's why you need a customer service emailing software. And there are many in the market, but from my personal experience, the 2 are the best. One is Gorgias, which we personally use, but the downside is it's very expensive, but the quality is very good. And then we have Zendesk. So Zendesk is also very good, but it's more less expensive. So if you guys are thinking about using an emailing software, I think in this stage where you guys are, I think Zendesk is a great solution to use for your VAs. And then the last one within customer service is your return rate below 5%? Why 5%? Because you have to imagine, if you have 100 orders and your average order value is €100, $100, then 5 people want to send the product back to China. This means that you have to refund the client 100%. But you have to think about, how much did you spend to get the client? How much did I spend on cost of goods? How much did I spend on customer service? How much did I spend on transaction costs? So if you have a return, you will lose 80% of the money, which means, an example, you have an order of €100, then 30% is spent on cost of goods, 30% is spent on media buying, and then a couple of dollars are spent on customer service and transaction cost. Because you're refunding the whole client, you're losing that money. So instead of having a 20% profit margin, you're having 80% loss. And most of the times, your supplier, when it's shipped back, doesn't refund you. Like, it happens many times. But I don't know, Jasper, is this also the case with your supplier currently? Do they refund the money that's sent back?
No, normally they don't.
Yeah, this means actually that if you give a full refund to the client, you lose 80% of the money. So the best option to keep it around 5% or lower is give them a partial refund. 10, 15, 20, even up to 50% is better than losing it all. Or give them store credit, which means that you give the client 50% or 100% store credit on their next order, so they can place a new order. This helps a lot, and we use this flows a lot. Just keep in mind, if it's higher than 5%, your whole net profit margin will evaporate. Like, it will. So this is also a good target to think about. This was customer service hacking. Was this also valuable? Press a V if this was, or if you have any questions, please save them for the end so I can address them properly. So yes, but I can't see the chat right now, but are people commenting V?
Yeah, a lot of people are asking, like, what about Remaze? I know that people use that as well, right? You have Zendesk, Gorgias, and Remaze, but we have seen most clients use Gorgias or Zendesk. Yeah, and Remaze is an option as well, but keep in mind that Remaze does not enable any automations options. It is cheap. It's actually quite equal to Remaze, but Remaze does not offer options to automate
with AI or to use automation rules whatsoever. So in the long run, it's not that good.
Okay.
And believe me, I've had the calls with them to have a look at it, but they just didn't want to do it.
Mm.
Also, they are the smallest emailing platform in the game. Like really small. They have less than 10,000 users, while Zendesk and Gorgias have millions of users, which is insane. Yeah. So Trustpilot hacks. As you know, Trustpilot is a pain in the ass, right? And why is it important? Because it is important for payment processors. It is important for clients. Because sometimes, and the fourth topic will be payment processors, but this is already a little bit ahead. Sometimes, if you get a manual review by your payment processor, this could be PayPal, this could be Shopify Payments, this could be Klarna. If you are making a mess, sometimes you get a manual review, and Jesper knows a lot about this. And if you get a manual review, it means that they also don't only look at your dispute percentage, they don't only look at your chargebacks, they don't only look at your partial refunds, but they will also look at your Trustpilot. And if they see that you have more than 100 bad reviews in your Trustpilot and you have bad scores on the previous mentioned topics, they will terminate your account. They will refund all the money and you will be history. So Trustpilot is important also for customer trust and loyalty. So my question to you is, do you have more 5-star reviews than 1 to 3-star reviews on your Trustpilot? And the reason, I think the answer is no, because you don't ask for a review. So let's say you have 1,000 orders and 10% leaves a bad review, even 1%. Well, 10% is 100 bad reviews. 1% is 10 bad reviews. Now, if you have 10 bad reviews, but no positive reviews, clients will think that you suck. And you do. But the problem is you don't ask for a positive review because your shipping times are too long, which is an issue. Now, we want to fix this because the issue is that people see 3 bad reviews and no positive ones, even though they had a positive experience, they will write the 4th one. And if they wrote the 4th one, they will also file a dispute. So you're screwed. So having a proper Trustpilot is also important to survive on the long run. So here are some Trustpilot hacks. Personally, I think they're not always that ethical. But sometimes I've did this before, had a company and I wanted to have some good reviews. I asked my family, hey, can you write a good review? And this is also something you can do and let be done by a VA whatsoever, but more on that later. But here's hack number 1. Ask your clients for a review post-sale after 2 weeks. And you let your email marketing agency create this email for you, an automated flow. And in this email, you can have 5 stars. And if clients click lower than 4 stars, so 1 star to 3 star, redirect them to an internal review or feedback page from your website. Connect it to a file or like let people use a contact form, and then let the customer service handle it. And that way you can still help them become satisfied. So that's one hack to attack customer, to prevent them from going to your Trustpilot. But now, if they are positive and want to give you a good review, and they go to your Trustpilot and see only bad reviews, you're still screwed. So what you can do to just create a couple of positive ones, hire a VA, let them set a VPN. A VPN makes your IP address anonymous, and give them 100 order numbers or so, and let them write with a lot of email addresses some ratings. This will cost you a little bit of money, but this prevents your Trustpilot from having only bad reviews, and it will look like you are doing a proper job. And if clients are happy, they will likely then also leave a review behind, which obviously you want. Lastly, once you have the balance between 50-50 or higher, 50% positive, 50% negative, then let the positive ones that file here above 4 stars and 5 stars, let them redirect to your Trustpilot and let them write a positive review, because that's in the long run very important for you to survive. So again, this was the Trustpilot hack. If this is helpful, also comment a V quickly so I know this was helpful. And then I'm going to the last topic of this training, and that is the payment processor survival. There are a lot of payment processors. You have Airwallex, you have Shopify Payments, you have Stripe, Molly, Adyen, NormalPay. There are many, but which one should you use? Even if you choose one, there is one common trait. And the common trait is the number one reason for payment holds is that your dispute rate skyrockets. But the problem is, where does your dispute rate come from? And I want to address this very briefly. Your dispute rate, what is it? Maybe you know, maybe you don't. Your dispute rate is dependent upon the amount of orders and amount of disputes that you get. And it's a deviation, it's a percentage divided by each other. So example, you have 100 orders, 10 disputes, dispute rate is 10%. But now let's say you descale, let's say it's February and Chinese New Year is around the corner. You need to descale, right? Let's say you go from 100 orders to 50 orders. Now your revenue drops, but your disputes are the same. This means that your dispute rate goes from 10% to 20%. And this is the reason why you get payment holds. Like 9 out of 10 times, it's this. So has your revenue dropped more than 30% in the last 30 days? If so, your dispute rate will skyrocket. You will have holds. So please make sure don't descale too quickly. Okay. Number one. Number two, where do payment processors look at? You have, for example, Shopify payments. Like I think 80% of you use Shopify payments. And for the record, Shopify payments can address holds, can put a hold on your money. Even worse, Shopify payments can decide to refund all the money. And I have a personal story. Am I allowed to tell it?
Yes,
Jesper?
I
Okay.
know.
So when I first met Jesper, he was telling me that he had 300K in revenue on a store, and Shopify decided to refund all the money because he had a lot of chargebacks, and you can have chargebacks on Shopify. Chargeback come free via the bank or credit card companies. He had volatile revenue, so it was decreasing and increasing at the same time. And he had chargebacks, and he had a lot of partial refunds. These three variables were the cause to get a manual review. And after manual review, he got a manual review also on the Trustpilot. And then they saw that it was just one garbage show. And they decided to refund 300,000 euros to all of the clients. And now you're like, okay, that's fucked. But what's even more fucked is that he spent 100K on ad spend via Amex. And Amex got written off 30 days later. So instead of having 100K profit, he had 100K debt. Was it 100K, a little more?
No, I had 300K was robbed from me. 100K was for cost of goods. 100K was for the ad spend. So 100K in profit was gone.
Yeah. So 200K actually lost, and 100K was debt in Amex. So we had to pay Amex before even continuing, and it resulted in having a block and a ban. So that was the worst thing that happened. And then we actually decided together, hey, let's fix this whole backend thing. And that was actually the birth where this whole company actually came from. That's actually the little backstory what happened. And I was shocked when I heard this. I thought it was criminal. I thought it was injustice. I was like, I couldn't sleep from it for 3 days. I was like, bro, how the fuck does this happen? Like, you know? So the reason why I'm bringing it up is we want you to prevent from having this problem. So please have a look at it, okay? If you think this story is fucked up, please comment an F in the chat, because
save me. Let me know that I survived, guys. So it was all, but yeah, this is crazy. And by the way, yes, guys, this call is recorded. This is a full training in the community itself. So don't you worry, guys, if you need to leave. But yeah, a little bit backstory. Indeed, this is when I met Dominique. I went from 1.5 million a month to 600K a month, and the next month they closed my Shopify payments. And because I could not handle the refunds, they instantly refunded everyone that made a purchase. Plus, what was the biggest mistake, what they did, they charged a 15 euro dispute fee as well. So on every order, they also put down 15 euros on my whole, how you say, bank balance. So that's why I needed to pay back American Express like 180K. And you guys can guess it. American Express did not want to have me anymore after 1 month. They were like, this is not good. So yeah, this is really, if you're really depending on one payment provider doing 105K a day like I did, that's fucked up.
And our mission for us is to prevent you from having this, because this is a nightmare. Okay, so where do payment processors look for? They have different payment processors. So positive cash flow payment processors are payment processors that use, for example, Ideal or a credit card. And you have to imagine that if you use those, clients can't file a dispute. So, but in the end, if clients are unhappy, they will file a chargeback or find a way to get their money back. And that's why this also happens. Because in the other payment processors, for example, Klarna and PayPal, people can file a dispute and can prove that they are right and get the money back. So that's the biggest difference. So don't think you are untouchable. Don't think you're untouchable if you are in cash flow positive countries and using cash flow positive payment processors. Lastly, which payment processors should you use? Well, personally, avoid Stripe. You know why? Because you can't defend a payment processor of a dispute in Stripe. And if you have 10 disputes, you already get a hold. I know there are some fixes here and there. Yes, but this is my personal experience from what I've seen. What is your opinion about Stripe?
Well, the funny thing, yeah, Stripe is good, to be honest. Stripe is good, but if you apply for Stripe, your store should be clean. And the funny thing is, a lot of people think that if you build a store with some fashion products, that it will be fine. But especially Stripe and Shopify Payments, if they see your fashion products, they will all immediately put you in a higher tier because they know the chargeback rate and the refunds rate will be higher. So guys, if you're going to apply for Shopify Payments or Stripe and you're very unsure about your products, just make sure that it's like five very safe products. Table lamps, I don't know, but no fashion normally. And what we have seen, like I have my Stripe on Hong Kong, on my Dutch company, on my UK company, it's very nice. But all the company details were on my policies. So that's where the real scammers cannot come in because you need to show your your company details.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm saying avoid Stripe, because most of them use fashion for Stripe and get in a high tier bracket, and you're fucked. After 10 disputes, you're already wrecked. But if you use this hack, what Jasper is saying, then it's potentially good. But most of them won't. Molly, also terrible nightmare. Jen, terrible nightmare. And things that I've come across that have good proper ways for dropshippers is obviously Shopify Payments, a Hong Kong setup, AirWallex, and NormalPay. NormalPay is also a very good solution. That's it, guys, in start of the training. In short, by focusing on these areas, you will set up your backend and can withstand rapid scaling and ensure that you have steady cash flow even if you face of challenges. I can share the checklist with Jasper. He will share it in the chat. And then I would like to have a little introduction about Icarus AI very shortly. Icarus AI, what is it? What can it do? Because I have a very, very special offer for you guys only for this community. So please keep on watching. Don't leave because we have a very special offer for the community members only. And what I wanted to tell about the backstory, I already did it. I already mentioned it a little bit. Do you want to add a little thing to the backstory of Icarus? Because we have already mentioned why it started. It started because we wanted to fix people from becoming Icarus. Started
Yeah,
with our
it's funny.
backend.
We helped me with my whole backend system and everything in place. And finally everything was resolved. And then people were asking me, okay, Jasper, how did you do it? Then I started doing this agency freelance stuff a little bit for friends. Then Dominique came in and he was like, you don't need to do this for friends and don't make a profit on it. Let's make it bigger because a lot of people have a lot of problems with this. So that's exactly why we started. Then we had a lot of customer support agents, and that was very hard for us to maintain quality. So we stopped using this for a lot of stuff, and we went into the AI system because, guys, if you want to focus on building a business, you should do two things. You should focus on customer journey and build a connection. But second thing is build the systems with AI because this is the future. So keep watching because this is very important as well.
Yeah, so to go a little deeper on the things that you're saying, Indeed, the reason why we created Icarus AI is because we encountered a lot of issues using just VAs. So we scale it up to 60 employees. But the issue is that you guys are dropshippers. So in like 10 weeks or 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, you scale from 0 to 10K a day, like exponentially. And then you need more VAs. So we start hiring VAs, but by the time they are trained and properly organized, you are descaling your revenue again. So what do I do with the VA? So it's totally not flexible. Second one is the quality difference between VAs is there. Some VAs can manage 20 mails per hour, some 15, some 40, right? So there's a little quality difference. Also, sometimes VAs don't read properly, make spelling and reading errors. They don't work on weekends. They don't work on evenings. They need holidays. Sometimes they're sick. So there's always issues when you scale a human-based agency. And maintaining quality while you scale is a big problem. Also, costs. When you have human, there are more costs. And most important, response times. As I mentioned, the response times are terrible if you just work with VAs. Because you're scaling to 10K a day, you had first 10 mails a day, and then you have 300 mails a day. So you see, that's a big issue, and obviously your response time will be increased dramatically. So that's the main goal what we wanted to focus on. So we went actually in monk mode. We didn't scale for quite a while. We found our a developer. We created our own AI based upon our own data, which means that we've sent out like 3 million emails, and that was the backbone of the AI. And then we could put your custom SOP, standard operating procedure, on top of our AI and get it ready in 24 hours and make sure that customers get a really quick response, have flexibility, better quality, and also more stable and predictable costs. So again, our mission is to prevent you from becoming an Icarus. That's the backstory. I already told it. But the how we do this, how we prevent this for you is one, strong communication with you and the customer. So the AI is very proper. But also, if you have any questions in regards to AI, we respond to you very quickly in Slack. Customization, for example, if you want the AI to respond differently in a certain way, we can just create it just as you like. So there's customizable, it's customizable. Then speed, which means that if you want to change, we, our team, can handle quickly, but also the AI can respond very quickly. So the average response time will drop for you from 24 hours to like 10 minutes. So your average response time will be around 10 minutes, which is insane. And then obviously quality, because since we have 3 million mails in data, we have your custom SOP, we can deliver an insane great quality. And I've got proof for this because I ask all of our clients every month, what do I think about the product? I ask for feedback, and we've gotten great feedback and great responses over the last months. So having that said, about us a little more. Track record, we support more than 50 million in annual revenue. We have processed more than 3 million emails. Also said that we've more than 1,000 stores. We've around 50 employees, and we created our own AI. So it's not some tool that we downloaded online. We created our own systems. There are a couple of partners that we collaborate with, not only Freedom Achievers, but also some great communities and suppliers. And then the direct effect that you will encounter when using our solution is that your response time will drop as said, better quality answers, increase of customer trust and loyalty, more scaling with less VAs. So you only need like 1 or 2 VAs, even if you do 20, 30K a day, which enables you to have more control and more grip on every process in your, bless you,
Ramsey.
in your operations, which is nice because normally if you have 10, 20, 30K a day, you need like 10, 20, 50 VAs. And to give an example, Jasper, when you did 1.5 million in revenue, which is like 50K a day, how many VAs did you have in total?
Back then it was crazy, to be honest. Like the whole system, I had 42 employees. And I guess only on the inbox, I guess it was like 14, something like that.
Could you imagine that you need to do checks on quality, manage 14 employees, and then the iOS update happened, and then the revenue dropped, and then he had all overhead costs, and that would kill his business. So obviously, you want a little bit predictability, flexibility, scalability. So not only that you can scale quicker, you can descale also quicker without losing money, which is very important. Also decreasing refunds and disputes because you're going to respond quicker, and it's the first step in becoming a real brand. So this is actually the direct effect. How does it work? Most common question, very easy. We plan the onboarding. We fill in the SOP together. My team sets it up within 24 hours. You can choose Zendesk or Gorgias, and we train your VA to work with the system, to work with the AI, and it's all included what we do. And what happens is that 70 to 80% of the emails will be replied directly after 7 days. So in the first 7 days, we have created a margin, a safety window. So the AI will create the message, the agent checks it, sends it out in the first 7 days. After 7 days, it's put on automation, and then the AI responds directly to the end consumer. And yeah, that's that. Steps to start, very simple. If you want to start, share me your mail address on school. I have a very special offer, which I'm going to address shortly. We have the onboarding call, create the SOP, then we connect the AI to the store, feedback 7 days, automation activation, and you get weekly reports, updates, and the dashboard. That's it. Furthermore, experience and USPs, why we are good at what we do. First of all, we found product market fit in this dropshipping game because we have experience in e-com. Yes, but it like 10 million track record in revenue, which is also the basic knowledge of this AI. We have our own data. We can make it ready within 24 hours, so you can already start using it tomorrow. And it's a hybrid model. So if you don't want to just use the AI and you need help for your whole back end and you want us to do your whole customer service, we can. But in this case, a lot of you guys have agents. You can just use the AI, which is nice. You can choose. So how do I know that I'm delivering properly? Every month I ask feedback. Hey, how do you think things are going? And I get feedback. Most of the times everybody's happy. And if there's feedback, we just address it and we implement it. So here's the offer, very simple. But there are 2 conditions because you have to comply to 2 conditions. And if you can comply to 2 conditions, then you can send me a DM on school with your email address and write start, because then I'm going to add you to Slack and do the onboarding. And if you have can submit to those 2 conditions, then we can start. So the 2 conditions are you have to have a VA and at least 500 euros or dollars in daily revenue. Because if you have revenue below that, it's not very interesting to start. So don't send me a DM if you are below this. This is like the threshold of 500. If you have lower than that, I'm not going to accept because it's not very valuable for you as well. And the offer that I'm going to give to you is so ridiculous that I'm just wasting my time, and it will cost a lot of money if I will onboard you below 500. So if you have those 2, you're good to go. So normally, this is the regular offer. And that is, we have 1,000 setup, and you have a price per mail. And the price per mail starts at 44 cents. And if you're above a certain milestone per month in messages, then you get a better price. So above 2,500 mails, you pay 35 cents per message. Above 5K, it's 28 cents. So that's actually quite cheap. The new offer, which I'm giving to you just for the school community, and this has never been done before, never been seen before. All of our other partners don't have this offer. So I can assure you this is insane. No setup fee, so it won't cost you a thing. And you get the best, the second rate, which means that you get the rate as if you are already a proper dropshipper, which is 35 cents per message. And to be honest, if you use a VA from an agency, the common message price, if you have the invoice and the messages, if you divide them by each other, a common price is between 90 cents and €1.20. So this means that this is really cheap, actually. Even though I've said it myself, I did some market research, and this is what I'm offering you guys. So send me a DM on school with your email address and start. I will add you to Slack and start the onboarding immediately. You won't pay a thing, and you can start anytime you like. You can also quit anytime you like, and there are no strings attached, and there are no extra costs or whatsoever that are not displayed on my screen.
Nice one. I put your school account right now in the chat, guys. So if you guys are like, oh, I cannot find Dominic, he's in here. Plus in the recording, I will put his link as well in there. So normally what we do, we normally have also a package that includes the VAs plus the AI. But I really want to emphasize, you guys, you have seen how I hired like a VA for the customer support. You guys should do that as well, because then you have like the own contact, and Icarus AI will train the VI how to handle the AI system itself. So that's like a one-on-one. So you don't have like the whole onboarding system, etc., that you need to learn it. You can just make sure that the VA does this.
Yeah, so what happens is if you want this and you only have a VA working in your Gmail, we contact you and we plan an onboarding. We create your own Zendesk tool or Gorgeous, whatever you like. And we do the setup with you. We do the setup with the AI, we do the setup with templates, we help your VA getting started. Also connecting the AI, we do actually everything. We take you by the hand. And that's why it's a really insane offer.
Good question, by the way, from Dimitri. Do we have multiple language?
Yes.
Do we have any limits? No, right?
No, man. No.
No.
No limits. Is there an offer for the second package? Yes. And the difference is that you pay 71 cents per message, all included, which means that for 71 cents per message, let's say you have 100 messages, then you pay 100 times 71 cents, but it includes PayPal, contact with the supplier, after sales sheets, so reporting, we report on refunds, dispute, risky products. It includes the agent, it includes the AI, so it includes everything. But we have a customer waiting list for that currently. So we are not onboarding any clients whatsoever currently because we are full and we want to promise quality. So unfortunately, I cannot onboard you on that specific offer now. But to be honest, guys, if you have a VA, it's not that hard, man. Jesper is sharing everything with you guys. It's really not that hard.
No.
If you have a VA or if you don't, just hire one. Let us set up with you the Zendesk or Gorgeous. Let us set up the AI. We give feedback to the AI. We help you literally and support you by the hand. So don't worry about that.
Let's do this one. We have 8 to 10 more minutes, guys. If you guys have any questions about backend structure or everything that we did, and you want to talk with me or with Dominique one-on-one, raise your hand, and you guys can come up front, so we can make sure that you guys have the attention. Otherwise, just enter in the chat. We will just do this for the next 8 minutes, and otherwise, you guys will have the
Yeah. So I see here, Sully, is there, how does it work with multiple stores? Yeah, we can onboard multiple stores, not a problem. And how it works is, let's say you have 5 stores and the total amount is 5,100 messages of the total of those stores. Then we just count the total of all stores combined in a certain month. So that's that.
And Maxime, I can help you with this one because this is funny. You guys really need to read what PayPal is always asking because PayPal really states it very easily. Submit a copy of your professional license. This is just your incorporation of your company. Proof of fulfillment. If you click on it, it will show you the track and trace codes, and it shows you transaction IDs. You need to upload the track and trace codes. Provide proof of purchase from your supplier. Go to your supplier and ask, hey, for order 101, can you make an invoice with my company details? And then they will send you an invoice, and this will be for 5 to 10 orders, and you put it in there as well. Someone advised me to avoid giving the tracking. Bro, they already have the tracking. They already know. They are in your Shopify. They are connected with your Shopify. So they already know that this is drop shipping and you have the track and trace code. So I have this one on my Hong Kong as well, like every 2 to 3 weeks. I always provide the track and trace codes. You can provide something else as well, but don't be scared about the track and trace codes. It's something they already have. It is something already you guys have. Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys want, I don't know if you guys new to this one, but I forget the name, but install as well the app that connects your PayPal to Shopify, TrackyPay or TrackyPal. TrackyPal. This is something you guys need to install as well, so your PayPal is connected with your Shopify. Yeah, Jack, it's annoying. On Hong Kong, it seems to be that even I have more checks, but I always have to text my account manager and then it's all fine. But I have many, many checks on the Hong Kong version. Plus, the French people use a lot of PayPal right now on my store. So I don't know. It's crazy.
Last mile tracking better. Yeah, the thing is, if you share with your client the Untrack link, then they will automatically know that it's from China. So last mile tracking is obviously better.
Yeah.
Because then you can share DHL, DPD, etc., etc. So this is obviously better. Sully, okay, clear. But will all messages be in one dashboard? Correct, it will. Currently, I use Remaze and it works perfect with me onboarding multiple stores for free and no extra cost with an email. Yeah, that's the same for Remaze. The only thing for Zendesk, the only thing you pay for Zendesk is for the users. And if you have one VA, you just pay like $30-40 per month for one user, which is not expensive. But Remaze does not support any collaborations with AI whatsoever, so that's not an option for us. But the switch is actually very easy to do, and we support that. Do you offer VA training? Yeah, part of the onboarding is a training, correct? So it's sharing of SOPs, training, it's a call, everything that is included to help your VA be set up to work properly. No, you can't work without a VA and only your AI, because simply our AI can respond to from 60 to 80% of all messages. And the reason why is because we want to have 100% accuracy. If you go above 80%, then the accuracy of the messages goes down, and then you get a lot of error messages. So we don't want that. We want 100% quality and as low as possible in error messages. So like having one VA is manageable, is doable, is not expensive. And yeah, that always has the preference.
That's
And the
why we
future,
don't
by the way.
believe that AI is not replacing humans yet. It's making your team smaller by just supporting the human nature. So that's what we do. And that's exactly why I tell you guys, if you even have a VA that checks the email inbox with the AI plus connects with the supplier, because you guys know sometimes packages go lost or missing a address number, etc. Still, a VA needs to be active in there. You can do it yourself. If you still do 500 euros in daily revenue and you do the emails yourself, this will be fine as well. So this will be easier for you. But I would really encourage you guys to watch in the classroom. Not everyone has access to it yet because you need to be level 5, because this is for some people that do already make some revenue. Then we have the backend optimization, and there I believe, oh no, we have a classroom, I believe it's called hiring. Yeah, hiring. And that's something you can watch in there, how I hire these VAs.
Yeah, so I see Jason replying. Jason is already a client since some while. Maybe Jason can respond to his own experience. So Jason, maybe you reply what your experience is so far with the rest, so they know that we aren't talking trash.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, sure. I know
That's
Jason
fine.
is
It's
in
fine. Reply in chat, like in a couple of words. What is your
Jason is in
experience
Australian
so
time
far?
zone. This guy is already checking in the midnight.
Yeah, man.
Tell Simon to wake up. You're a real hustler, but Simon is sleeping after Las Vegas.
Awesome.
All right,
So
guys.
Jason was one of the guys that was very early to hit $500 a day, right?
Yeah. I think Jason implemented all the stuff like the quickest, to be honest. But he was
Yeah.
also like one of the #1 community joiners. So guys, if you really want to learn something, you should listen to Jason.
Yeah,
But by the way, guys, let me know. Let me know in the chat if you guys really like these kind of calls. Put a LFG in the chat if you guys really like these type of calls. If we should do more of these kind of calls, to
let's fucking
see if we
go.
can. Yes, let's fucking go.
By the way, in the meantime, already 5 people submitted and subscribed and want to start. So that's good.
All right. Okay, so Jason tells the AI plus the VA is worth it. To be honest, it is saving the VI way more time. Yeah, that's a funny thing. We talked with Jason as well in on private, and when you lower the pressure on the VA itself, the VA can do maybe multiple stuff that you're right now encountering in your business as well. So maybe product listing, maybe finance, maybe some other high leverage stuff instead of the customer support, because that's not high leverage stuff.
So Jason, maybe can you rate us? We didn't discuss this prior to this. Can you rate us 0 to 10 on how was
A
the?
lot of
Yeah, it comes up directly. So I'm asking, like, I'm being honest. If it sucks, then I'm shooting myself in the
it
foot.
would be so amazing. I
That
would
would
love
be
to see
amazing.
that.
Like
I
what?
would
No,
love to see.
0 to 10 on onboarding, like with the team, the
Oh,
delivery of the AI, the support,
it's
like the whole
amazing.
package, what we deliver so far. Can you rate us 0 to 10? Like where are you?
It would be
Okay,
so
this is
funny.
exciting. Okay.
I would say
8 out of 10. Yeah,
10.
well, that's good,
Okay.
bro. That's a good net promoter score.
That's higher than I got in high school, to be honest. But yeah.
Did you finish it?
Well, let's say we finished it. Let's say it
Yeah.
this way.
Okay. Thank you so much for your honest reply, bro. That's good.
All right,
But I
guys.
want a 9 or a 10. That's why I'm going for. So there's always that's true. That's true. But because the thing is, Jason always he has a feedback on the AI, and then we can address it quickly and then keep improving. But that's always there's always room for improvement. And Jason is a guy. He is very precise. So thanks for that, man.
All right, guys. I think these live streams will be located in the live recordings classroom plus this one. And maybe I can share with you guys. Can I share my screen? Yes, I can share my screen before I don't share any stuff. What I'm doing right now is that I will put it in live recordings. That's the first thing where it will be. Plus, we have the partners, of course, and I put in just here agencies, customer support. Dominic, you will send me the Google Drive link that I can put in here because you gave
Already
something away, right? Okay.
Yeah, I already did the checklist you can download directly, and how to win 80% of your disputes guide. Give it to your VA or whatsoever, or dispute manager.
Okay, and the recording will be in here as well. It takes some time, guys. I'm in a hotel, so it takes some time to render. So please give it some time, and you can watch it back here. All right. I'm coming. You guys are quick. You see the SSGP. I'm going to Indonesia right now, indeed, tomorrow, because I go from Las Vegas all the way to Bali for the next event. But yeah,
That's really crazy, bro.
that's really crazy. Guys, put a big thank you in the chat for Dominic to host this call. Please put a big thank you. I think this was really, really valuable. And guys, if you want to connect, just hit up Dominic in school. He will reply in the chat. Guys, I love to wish you guys a lovely weekend, and I see you in the next one. See you later, guys. Thank you, Dominic.
Bye, guys.